Taurus, welcome to your in-depth version of yours and theirs. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. Let's jump on into it, yeah? So excited to be back. Other than the mid-month, these are the first round of messages I'm doing post-surgery, and we're doing very well. Thank you so much. I hope you are too. Feels good. Things are lining up well. Recovery's going very, very well. What's going on, please? And it's just good to sit back down and read for my collectives. What's going on, please, for Taurus and their person? Show me Taurus. Show me Taurus and their person, please. Show me Taurus and their person. Show me Taurus and their person, please. Hello. Seven of Swords. Two of Pentacles. I don't quite know what to do, and I'm not really trying to think about it for some of you. Show me what's going on, please. Show me Taurus and their person. These are, of course, collective readings. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Reverse energies as it applies. More so in yours and theirs. Cross watchers. Same. Starting with your side, but again, reverse energies as it applies. Oh, and some of you are going to want to. The Devil, the Knight of Cups, the Three of Swords. Okay. All right. Okay. What's going on, Big T? What's going on? What's going on? I don't like that. Neither do you. I don't like that. Something's kicking around in your heart space and I don't feel good at all. It kind of grosses you out a little bit, to be honest. Sometimes it feels super intense to the point of maybe obsessive. You might have some Capricorn in your chart, could be connecting to one, not the point. I see some of your heart here with that Knight of Cups, the emotional expression, vulnerability. Okay. The way our words and our feelings would like to extend themselves outwards outside of us to express our heart and the feelings that are in it. And we feel prohibited, Three of Swords, and it does not feel good at all. It hurts. It's like you can't express yourself. And you feel it relentlessly. Okay, if you don't think about it relentlessly, the Taurus I'm looking at, you feel it relentlessly, and it makes you very agitated. And it puts you into a bad space. There's something in here that it hurts you. And you feel like you can't speak towards it, and it lingers in your heart constantly. Okay. It feels like it's chained to your heart constantly, if not your mind. Okay. Let's see who's surrounding you here. Okay. All right, honey. We're going to sort this out. We're going to get this sorted. Nine of Pentacles, Four of Wands, the Tower. I have somebody here who says that they are quite comfortable who they are, where they are. Nine of Pentacles. Their energy says that it's lovely, free, independent, confident. Four of Wands, I have some sort of relationship energy here, attached to them, the Tower. There's some disruptive energy attached to this person, possibly an awakening or a surprise to them or by them. Oh, what's going on? What is going on? Let's see that shared, please. The Nine of Swords, the Fool, the Emperor. There's this insistence on somebody's part that I have to be strong. I can't just open up and we think about it relentlessly. It doesn't feel terribly shared to me. It's looking very singular. We are stressed and we would like to open up outside of this. And from somebody's estimation, and I do believe it's yours, it's just a matter of being strong-willed and all things will resolve themselves. I don't know that's necessarily true, but somebody here really believes it. If I just keep being strong, this will go away. It's just a matter of overcoming this. It's just a matter of and this will go away. There is a part of you, I believe, and again, even though it's shared, and I'm sure I will see shared aspects on this line, but it's coming across heavily as singular. Okay. The Emperor, the Nine of Swords. And there is a dash in here to be the Fool, to just open up, relinquish, just relinquish, just open up. Open up about the thoughts. Let's speak about them. Let's speak towards them. And then the Emperor comes down and says, you ain't doing nothing. Now, old Mr. Grumpy Pants here, which is my little nickname for him, he has a job to do. Okay? We all have to be the Emperor from time to time. This is unavoidable. And it's also a good thing. It depends on how, like, he and any other energy in tarot is deployed or used. If the Emperor is being used as a strong will function only, and there's no question behind it, then that's not terribly good. So I'm seeing him being used as a strong will only, not necessarily serving a purpose other than to tamp down the energies. The very thing that stresses you out the most and needs the most release is what you seem to be doing the least. I'm sorry, what it is that you need to be releasing the most, is what you seem to be doing the least. And that's a concern. So if we're only using the Emperor just to be, it's not going to get us very far. That is stubbornness. It's my way or the highway. It has to be like this. I know it to be true. That this will work when the evidence is running contrary. The Emperor might be able to control your actions, but he cannot control your thoughts or your feelings. That's being regulated over here in a way that is not making you feel good at all. Okay? So not only are we feeling bad, we're not allowing ourselves to do anything about it. Is my point. Let's see that overview. The Queen of Pentacles. Your comfort zone. Trying to take care of you. Okay? Trying to really relish what is in yours, your vicinity, your household, that which you say is yours. Okay? That which you are protective of. That makes this Taurus feel like Taurus. Let's start right there. Some of that Queen of Pentacles, please. Some of that Queen of Pentacles, please. What's going on? Some of that Queen of Pentacles, some of that Queen of Pentacles. What's going on? Some of that Queen of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles, King of Cups, the Five of Wands. You're using work at this time to kind of make yourself get into a place of comfort, I understand. But it's still a struggle. Five of Wands. This is very normal for earth energies, and not just earth energies, but anyone who has that sense of due diligence. I'm going to throw myself into my work and I will feel better. I just need to reinforce my structure principles. I just need to make sure my house, me and mine, is squared away. Okay? So your Queen of Pentacles, your comfort zone, you're really trying to get that energy ingrained into what matters, and that is your immediate surrounding environment. Your own sense of work, your own sense of household. I understand that makes perfect sense. And as you do so, you actually feel good in many ways. In the King of Cups, it's like I'm taking care of business. This I can rely upon. This I know to be true, right? This is my structure. I'm a master at my craft. I do this every day, day in, day out. I got this, I got this, I got this. And yet within literally your heart space, there still resides a fair amount of tension, anger, and frustration. Okay, I don't like that. Neither do you. And work, of course, naturally, while it does provide a structure and a sense of, well, this is what I'm doing today, and this is what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, and I can rely upon that. Yes, for many people, this shores up our energy, and it gives us a sense of reassurance that we know what's going on in the day-to-day. And in that respect, it can be very healing, but can lend itself to distraction from other issues. Okay. So while I know a big part of you takes comfort in that, you still find yourself frustrated, literally in your heart, with the King of Cups. And I know you have a big heart, honey. I see it. I see it. The devil could not be attached to your emotions unless you were someone who was a big feeler and insisted that they're not. You're angry. It makes you uncomfortable. And it shapes you a great deal. Work is not proving to be the reprieve, or your home space is not proving to be the reprieve that it typically is. I'm sympathetic. I am. That's the stuff we should be able to rely on every day. And I see you relying on it. But not in the way that's fixing your heart. There's a battle going on in there. And you are angry. And you have a big, beautiful heart. But for some reason, you're acting like you don't. Oh, dare I look. Oh, no, I don't. It's like, oh, dare I look. Oh, boy. Okay. All right, honey. Let's get in there. Let's do this. Show me that devil, please. Show me the devil. Show me the devil. Show me the devil, please. Show me the devil. Show me the devil. Show me that devil, please. Show me that devil, please, for Taurus. Show me that devil, please. Let's do one more. Show me the devil, please. Show me the devil. Page of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, Page of Wands. There's something growing in you, and it's tied to your frustration that you kind of ruminate over and over on. And I know you try not to pay it much mind. I know, I see it. We got 2 pages here surrounding Eight of Wands, communication. I know you try not to pay it much mind, but it's actually the exact opposite. It's on your mind, even if it's lingering back there, about communication. What that is to you specifically, I do not know. I just know you think about it here and there. It's like bits and pieces that keep trying to add up, and you're like, da-da-da-da-da. But then you come back to it unconsciously at first, and then your mind's trying to work through something, and you think about it relentlessly. You think about it relentlessly. And sometimes it feels obsessive, but it comes back to one concept, and that is communication. What it is you're trying to piece together in your communication, I do not know, but it seems to be related to your expression. You are frustrated, you want to express yourself, you say, no, shut up, Taurus, and then you come back to it, and it comes back unconsciously. Of course these things do, of course, but I see you formulating bits and pieces of communication that's potential in your mind, and you come back to it over and over, and then when you catch on to it, you're like, shut up. Kind of like that. And you're being hard on yourself, but it's so small, I don't know that you necessarily see it, except for when you catch on to it. When you catch on to it, oh boy, does your energy get mad, and it gets frustrated with itself, tries to shut it down immediately. And then you kind of brush it off. You're like, I wasn't really thinking about it. It's okay, right? Let's go back to work. Focus on the shit that matters, right? Okay. I don't know that I'm done with that. I see you trying not to pay this much mind. But the fact that you come back to it with the devil over and over again suggests that it's low-key rumination. Okay. Again, instead of trying to control our thoughts and our stress and anxiety, this, of course, needs more attention, not less. Okay. I respect the Emperor very much, too, except for when he's deployed incorrectly. Okay? And you kicking your own ass about what's rolling around in your head and acting like you're not supposed to is not helping you. It's just going to reinforce the issue. So let's get on into it, please. Some of that Knight of Cups. And you, of course, can famously be very hard on yourself. Yes, very much so. Show me that Knight of Cups. Show me that Knight of Cups. Show me that Knight of Cups. There's something here to do with the expression and communication that hurts you a great deal, and it frustrates you, and then you turn around and tell yourself you're not supposed to be. Show me that Knight of Cups, your vulnerability, your emotional expression. Show me that Knight of Cups, please. Show me that Knight of Cups. Judgment. 3 Cups. Queen of Wands. There is someone here you wish to connect with. To reconnect with. It's not an accusation. It's not anything. It's simply the energy. And it's honest. Okay? That's why you think about it relentlessly. There's someone here who represents emotional energy that you feel vulnerable, that makes you feel vulnerable. And it wants to express itself. And then you get mad at yourself when it feels like you're drifting in that direction. Judgment, 3 Cups, the Queen of Wands. It is your decision. Okay? 3 Swords. You might fear reprisal, injury, rejection, being hurt. I don't know that you necessarily will be, but it's in your heart as a fear. You're afraid you will be hurt. if you do. Open yourself up towards this person. Your energy, how it would like to express itself towards that reconnection, is actually quite simple and beautiful. Queen of Wands. Could be literally a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. But someone who is passionate and intense, or that's how you interpret them, or how you see them. The Queen of Wands traditionally in tarot is the Great Beauty, okay? So you might be, of course, terribly attracted to this person. I'm sure it runs both ways, all right? I'm being sensitive right now towards you, okay? Because I see the turmoil within you. I respect it, very much so. When people feel this level of twisting in their fears, hopes, desires, okay? When they have such impressionable hearts such as yours, and then they turn around and beat themselves up for it, okay? You have within you what looks like a very plausible energy of putting itself forward. And it is your decision. Judgment's here. It's yours. And there's a background noise to it that suggests you're uncomfortable with the intensity. You're angry and you don't want to be. And you're frustrated and you don't want to be. For what otherwise looks like a beautiful, sincere feeling of just wanting to reconnect with somebody. Okay? And here's your expression. I would like to open up towards this energetically. Spirit saying it's your decision, it's your call. A part of you, I believe, unconsciously knows this, which is why you work on this like a puzzle. How do I communicate? Don't think about it, Taurus. How do I communicate? Don't think about it, Taurus. Okay? Here's what you'd like to do. Here's how it expresses itself in reality. It makes you uncomfortable. Right? It makes you uncomfortable. I'm going to get back to that thought. I want to see the Three of Swords first, please. Show me that Three of Swords, please, for Taurus. Show me that Three of Swords. 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 Show me that Three of Swords, please. You, the Hierophant, the World, Three of Wands. I know. Yeah, that's what you do. It's not saying it's... Oh, honey, you must have some Aries in your chart. Perhaps you're a double, triple Taurus, too. Oh, forget it. No, I'm not trying to poke the bull. I would never do that. I'm actually quite firm with you. Actually, I don't have to be firm with you at all. When I say real tarot, real life, you're one of the few collectives I have that understands it. And you don't question it. So I don't actually have to be firm with you at all. I actually get to be more realistic with you than any other collective, even my Scorpios, who are very precious to me. I actually have the freest flowing conversation with you. So I don't really have to be firm with you. I can deliver hard messages to you because you have that beautiful sense in you that appreciates reality in all its forms, more than any other sign comparably. It's one of your superpowers, is a strong, hard appreciation for real world. Real respects real, honey. So when I give you the real, your sign is the absolute best of taking in the real. I've met Tauruses who will apply messages to them that they have no reason to. They're just like, well, that was a good lesson. why I love it. That's why I love reading for you guys. I can really be myself with you. All right? So I don't have to be firm with you. I just get to deliver messages. And there's times, very rarely, such as this, where I feel the need to be very sensitive with you. Because I know that sometimes with that Taurus energy, your feelings can go to such a deep place that they can surprise and shock even you, make you uncomfortable. Okay. Famously, the bull has a big heart and is the sign that is least likely to expose it. So when you do show me an exposed heart, I'm very sensitive towards it. It's not easy for you. It's just not easy for you. So I'm being sensitive with you because you're showing me very sensitive things today. And I appreciate you for that. It's nice to see, actually, it's not that I'm happy to see this for you in terms of, you know, difficulty or pain. It's just you're showing me a real you. I'll get your surface stuff. I'll get your complications. I'll get your resistance. I'll get your stubbornness. But seeing your heart like this, you don't show that too often. Not just with me, but people in real life. So I know how the tarot readers treat you. Oh, Taurus, it's your problem. You're just being so stubborn. You are the source of your own problem. Blah, blah, blah. I know. I see it. I get it. We are our own worst enemies all the time. Okay. So I can sit here and say you're just being stubborn. How does that help you? It doesn't. It's like me telling Scorpio, you're too emotional. Does me, he's sitting here telling you you're so stubborn, does that fucking help you? No, it doesn't. You're showing me I don't want to do this, Christina. I can't give myself permission to do this. I'm afraid it's going to hurt me. So I'm not going to do it. I'm going to wait for them. You're showing me major parts of yourself that says it's in conflict. Very much so. And once more, the battle space is your heart. Your intensity is such for this that it makes you uncomfortable, but it also breaks your heart simultaneously. You act like it doesn't. It does. That's where the frustration is born, despite your best efforts at putting the responsibilities where you feel that the priorities are: home, household, work. And here you are, being the Hierophant. These two, let me tell you something. Mr. Grumpy, no, that's Mr. Grumpy, you. Mr. Grumpy Pants. They're not far apart. They're really not. This guy insists it must be so and does not expect to be questioned. This guy says it must be so because this is just how it is. You can question it all you want, but that doesn't mean I'm going to say no, or it doesn't mean I'm going to say yes. It's just simply how it must be. He's one of the more inflexible people. He just does it gently. He's a permissions guy, the Hierophant is. You are more likely to say no than you are to say yes. And when it comes to matters of the heart, particularly where you fear or anticipate to feel fear and pain, you're more likely to say no, even if it means opening up to your greater good. Why? Told you. You have a huge heart, but you're the one that's least likely to expose it. You have the opportunity, all this to be said. I do go roundabout, I know, I apologize. All this to be said, you have the opportunity to expose your heart. I see you declining it. Okay. Tarot doesn't dictate action, you do, always. You always have a choice. always. Tarot is the proof of choice, not the absence. I don't dictate shit. At the end of the day, you are your own superpower. You always have to decide what's right for you. And in that anticipation of being hurt or rejected, to put your energy forth in that offer of reconnection, you're saying, no, it could hurt me. I'm going to accept the closure, but P.S., I can wait for them. Maybe they'll come back. Okay, let's keep going. Remind me, like there's anyone here. Like, remind me, I want to get back to the thought. I'm not quite done with that devil. Okay, especially since that Queen of Wands popped up. I'm going to get back to that. But first I want to clarify their energy. I'm assuming it's them. Okay. All right, show me that Nine of Pentacles, please. Show me that Nine of Pentacles, please, for this person. Excuse me. We are in full-on pollen season once more. Oh, joy. All right. Nine of Pentacles, please, for this person. Okay. Show me that Nine of Pentacles, please, for this person. Show me that Nine of Pentacles. Show me that Nine of Pentacles, please. Show me that Nine of Pentacles, please. Show me that Nine of Pentacles, please. And this is why I lose my absolute patience with your fan club. It just tells me they don't get it. You know? We all have choices. Nine of Pentacles, please. Knight of Cups. Six of Swords. King of Swords. Someone made a determination to stop communicating to you. They did not move on from you in that sense of Six of Swords, like physically getting away from you. They stopped expressing, so they have a Knight of Cups too, just like you do. So I know that they emotionally expressed themselves to you once upon a time. And they did so of their independent free will. With the Nine of Pentacles, again, Nine of Pentacles is independence. Okay, this is me. I speak for me. I act for me. I do what's in my interest. This is who I am. So when they spoke to you emotionally, romantically, I don't know, it came from a real place, if that helps you. In other words, it was sincere. And at some point they decided not to. They kind of put their hard hat on with the King of Swords and says, I'm gonna stop talking to you. They stopped expressing specifically their heart to you. Okay. Let's keep going. Show me that Four of Wands, please. Show me that Four of Wands. Show me that Four of Wands. Show me that Four of Wands, please. Show me that Four of Wands, please. That's who they are. Okay. Okay, this is why FYI I use so many decks, so I can get confirmation of energies, specifically repeating ones. Yeah, that's who they are. Their energy says they needed to heal. Okay. They needed time to heal because their spiritual energy as the Fool wants to open up into what looks like relationship energy. So whatever energy perhaps they were giving to you, they decide to reincorporate it into their own sense of effort and goals. Okay. Relationships specifically. They kind of had to move forward in this direction, possibly. I'd like to see more of their motivation, but they're telling me that they are a healer and they took time out and kind of focused on opening themselves up positively to a relationship. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and assume that's the same Fool. They wanted to be open They wanted to be open to good, positive energies in a relationship. Okay. And they have to heal themselves to certain constructs about their energy and where it was going. Let's see that tower. Let's see that tower. Show me that tower, please. Show me that tower. Show me that tower. However, I will point out the obvious that, yes. Given the chance, yes. They would like to heal things with you. Show me the tower, please. Show me the tower. Show me the tower. Show me the tower, please. I do see them, however, trying to be open to relationship goals in the general sense. Okay? Ten of Cups, Seven of Swords, the Moon. There's something that they had to realize. This is an internal process. I sincerely doubt you know anything about it. It's looking like they had an internal process that was very quiet and very private to themselves, where they had a very strong realization within themselves about their moon energy and shit that they were trying to avoid for a long time when it comes to you. That they had very strong feeling for you. And it was something that they couldn't come to terms with until one day they did. And it was quite loud. But in their own way. Again, you had no knowledge of this. This was private and it was internal. And it was something that they had been avoiding for a long time. How strongly emotionally connected they are or were to you. They had been sidestepping that shit for a while. They had been sidestepping that for a while. They didn't want to see it. There's a reason why they always kind of opened themselves up towards you, and there's a reason why they always tried to show you some sort of emotional expression at all. They said they knew what they were doing, and I believe them. It came from an independent place. I just don't think they understood how deep their feelings for you went. They tried not to look at it. Until one day it was unavoidable. What that one day was, what the trigger was, I don't know. But it looks like what you call instant knowledge. Instant knowledge. And it happened like that. This is something they had to come to terms with, and it was inevitable. And it led to their own sense of healing in relationships and what they should be opening themselves up towards. Let's see that shared. Let's see that shared. Let's see that shared, please. Show me the Nine of Swords, please. Show me that Nine of Swords, please. Show me that Nine of Swords. Show me that Nine of Swords. Show me that Nine of Swords, please. Show me that Nine of Swords, please. Show me that Nine of Swords. I can tell you right now, the only reason I'm seeing this is because of here. I just know that, I know you said that you'll accept the cycle and you won't reapproach this because of fear of rejection. Okay? But Spirit's throwing it right back at you. Judgment is yours. It is your choice to wait to see if they'll come back around, but the designation is coming to you. They've told me that they've spiritually opened up to healing and what constitutes a healthy relationship because they understand now they had deep feelings for you that the other weren't supposed to, shouldn't, couldn't, wouldn't, or they knew better. Okay? And it took a while for that person's knowledge to kick in. But when it did, it did. Show me the Nine of Swords, please. Death. Five of Cups. Six of Wands. Okay. Either you, them, or the both of you. Okay? That's some intense energy. Okay? But it's honest. There was a great deal of pain. A lot. And somebody had the determination to kind of deal with it and end it. They didn't want the thoughts anymore. Okay? They didn't want the thoughts anymore. Somebody's telling me they had a lot of sleepless nights about this situation. And that they seem to understand to some extent the truth that it's a missed opportunity. And it's a love that's not meant to be taken, at least not at this time. They understood that with a certain level of confidence. I'm starting to think this is them as part of their moon energy and the thing that they kind of radically understood at a moment in time. I believe it's them. It's the willful acknowledgement that this should probably stop. It's a missed opportunity. It won't come together. Okay. If there was love here, it was spilt out, or it was never meant to be, or it's a missed opportunity, and I have to accept that, they're saying. Wanted to put an end to those feelings and thoughts. But it's looking a lot like radical acceptance. So again, I'm attributing it to this person who looks like they had a very radical moment, one that I don't think you know about. Radical acceptance. Okay? Show me that Fool, please. Show me the Fool. Show me the Fool, please. Show me the Fool. The Empress, the Seven of Swords. They didn't want to. I'm getting a lot of their energy now. I just know the Emperor's you. We'll get to that. I'm getting a lot of their energy. They showed me the Fool already. They showed me the Seven of Swords. They have a lot of regard for you. They do. They hold you in very high respect. They see your worth. They see your value. Okay? They really do. They see you. If you ever wondered about that, I promise you, they see you. They always did. They didn't know how emotionally attached to you they were until one day they did. They left, exited, sidestepped it. They said to emotionally disconnect from you. And the irony is that they have a very strong sense of Fool energy. In other words, I do believe they guide themselves through that form of independence. This is where I'm going, this is what I'm doing, and why. They don't seem to question that part of themselves. But when it comes to you, when they tried to open themselves up to you, it was a no-go or a non-starter. Okay. It wouldn't come together. And there's emotional detachment, bare minimum walking away, but somebody here remained emotionally unavailable, and it caused the other person to sidestep. Okay? Somebody wasn't showing up in the heart, so the other person exited. All right? But if it helps you, they see you. Very much so. They think the world of you. They always did. I see you as the Empress. This, it seems like the one time they understand that their full energy was not in alignment. Okay. I know they thought they were taking a risk on you in that sense of I'm opening up to you. But they never really could. That's why they're showing me they had to heal their sense of energetic relationship ties. I need to open myself up to what is correct and healthy. Okay? Because the feelings they had for you when it came in as this is how deep it goes, they understood it wasn't coming forward. They showed me Seven of Swords twice. I will say this, they're very honest. They showed me Seven of Swords twice. They walked from you because they understood you weren't emotionally available. Otherwise, they would have blasted themselves open towards you, I believe, from someone who otherwise knows what they're doing and very proudly admits that. Okay. The Emperor, please. Show me the Emperor, please. Show me the Emperor. Show me the Emperor. Show me. Page of Swords, Hanged Man, Two of Pentacles. You're telling me you don't know what to do and you won't do anything until you know what to do. I don't see you making much progress. Okay, in that respect of I don't know what to do, so I'm not going to do anything. So it's an insistence. So not only is it I don't know what to do, I'm going to double down on that, triple down on that as the Emperor and insist on doing nothing. So there is absolutely no work through knowledge at all being developed. I don't like that. That makes me very uncomfortable. We gotta learn. You're showing me I'm not willing to learn. I'm not willing to learn and I'm not willing to grow from this. Never mind contribute anything to it. That's that stubborn insistence of not only am I not trying to learn, I'm not trying to do anything about it, and I insist. This is using the Emperor for bad. Not good. I am probably not telling you anything you either A, don't already know, or B, you don't want to hear, in which case my channel is not a good fit for you. I very rarely have to say that to my Taurus collective. But I could see where, if this applied, you would feel offended if you were that person who refuses to look and learn. Never mind do anything about it. This is one big not going anywhere, doing anything energy. I don't just mean you, I mean the situation. I see you, the only part of you admitting to anything is I will not open myself up to this. I will accept the cycle because I'm afraid of being hurt if I make a judgment call to reconnect. I know you've been thinking about it. You've been putting thought into the actual communication. And you ruminate on it to the point that it makes you uncomfortable. Even though it's not loud, it's enough to piss you off. And you're like, nope, nope, nope. If I put myself out there, I might be rejected. The only thing I'm going to authorize is that maybe they'll come back to me. They, if it helps you, honey, again, they harbor you, as far as I can tell, no ill will. Most of what they experienced was internal, in that respect of they weren't trying to hurt you. They understood something was wrong with their emotions towards you. How far they went, and for how long. And they understood it wouldn't come together. And that's something they had to accept. Radically so. So, whatever happened here, it was abrupt, and it pissed you off. I get it. Here's the thing. They got it too. They understood you weren't showing up. Not in a way that they could say that they could have. They just knew they had a fuck ton of feeling for you. And that you probably didn't. too much feeling for you. They didn't want to see it. Until one day they couldn't stop seeing it. That's a hard, radical truth this person has. They mourn you. They mourn their feelings they have for you, and knowing that this wouldn't come together. It had likely been on their mind for a long time, but until there was a radical understanding, they didn't do anything about it. This is total emotional acceptance. And it's not the good kind of confidence. It's not. This is the kind of confidence that says, I know this is true, I can feel it. I have way too many feelings for Taurus, and Taurus doesn't have feelings for me. Whether or not that's true, I don't know, but that's what they concluded. So they left. In which case, there's a good chance you might be dealing with Scorpio. That is our process. This person also has a great deal of mental activity. They have a fiery side. You see them that way too. But let's take this person out of the equation. I know it feels reactionary. This happened to me. Fuck them. This happened to me. Why? I know what their part was. They refused to look at their feelings for you and how far they went. They were kind of in denial about that. That's why their full energy shifted to healthy relationship energy. Whether or not they are, I don't know. I just know that that says this is where it needs to go. My energy needs, my good positive energy needs to go into something that's healthy. And right now I have an unhealthy emotional dynamic with Taurus. So I know it's reactionary, honey, and I know it hurts you. They had their reasons. Maybe you, hopefully you understand that. It's going to be hard for you to understand those reasons, however, if you refuse to look. So while this guy might have some badass energy, that badass energy is not being used correctly. If you're going to have that badass stubborn energy, make it work for you, not against you. Challenge yourself to look at this dynamic. They attribute you to being emotionally unavailable. So they sidestepped, turned their back on you. They see you for who you are, but they also said you're not there. Otherwise, they would have blasted open toward you. I can tell that they have that habit. I'm here. I said I would be, and I'm happy to be, because I want to be. That's what they're trying to show, the energy towards relationships. I don't know if they're in one. I just see that their energy is trying to put itself to rights in terms of relationship value. Okay. Okay. I'd like to pull some advice for you. Oh, Lord, that felt like it was over an hour. That one felt like it was over an hour. Yeah, knowing me, we'll get there. I need to complete that thought, but I want to get some advice for you first. Okay, let's get some advice, please. Advice, please. How would you advise Taurus, please? How would you advise Taurus? I already have one piece of advice for you. Judgment, Spirit's saying it's up to you. It's up to you. But you have to be willing to take that risk. And you're telling me you're not willing to take that risk. It might hurt you if you tried. You might get shut down. They might reject you. You might be waiting on them, but I just basically seeing the only authorized the only authorization, that you are giving yourself is if they come back to you, okay, cool. But you're not putting yourself out there like that. That's all I see. Advice, please. How would you advise Taurus in this situation? How would you advise Taurus in this situation? King of Cups. Eight of Pentacles. Three of Wands. You actually both have the ability to work through this, whoever they are. Okay. With fullness of heart and sincerity. Eight of Pentacles. You two have a lot to contribute to the equation. So long as you two are willing to work through things with a sincerity of heart, as opposed to, let's just say, getting the final word, arguing, resolving, going more and beyond than just, I wanted to check in and make sure we're cool. It goes a little bit more than that. So with true openness of heart with the King of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, you two could easily look to each other to resolve this, but the heart has to be present. Okay. It says, I want to be here. I'm putting real heart into this. It's not fake, it's not a cover story, and it's not surface. It's legit. I want to be here and I want to work through this. And in which case you two could literally look to each other for the same principles. You two have a concept of familiarity already, clearly. There's a working construct around both of your energies that says you two are actually quite familiar with each other. And that you could be again. You could be productive again between the two of you. But the heart has to be in it. Otherwise, no. By this I mean the sincerity of heart. I'm not saying that you're in love. I'm not saying that they're in love. I know that they had very deep feelings for you, to the point that they had to be confrontational with themselves, something they had been putting off a long time. Whether or not they were actually in love with you, perhaps. I just know that they had a stronger sense of, I want to emotionally harmonize with Taurus, and I can't talk about it. Okay? I'm not saying you two have to make open declarations of love. What I'm saying is, if you two work or come together constructively, your hearts have to be in it with sincerity, otherwise there will be no point. Otherwise, yes, you could reconstruct very easily. So the very thing that they said or attributed to you, you weren't showing up emotionally, or that you didn't care, or you weren't there. That's why they split. Also understanding that the emotional value between you two isn't the same. They know eventually, or knew eventually, that they had stronger feelings for you than what you were demonstrating, and that's another reason they had to go. So, I don't know if they're correct, honey. I don't know. Only you would know that. Only you would know what your feelings are for this person. The point is that they acted on what they were feeling, not what you were demonstrating, because you weren't. You weren't demonstrating emotional attachment to this person. So they did what they did. Okay? Whether or not you have feelings for this person, I don't know. Only you do. They didn't. If they knew, they might have stayed. And if you didn't and you never owned it, they picked up on it and left regardless. I just see that their interpretation of you. That doesn't mean they're correct. It's just what they experienced from their point of view. A lot of tarot is perception. This is what we perceive to be true, but we don't absolutely know it's true. And that's because there was a lack of cohesive communication, expression, or the willing to demonstrate sincerity in the real world. Again, so I believe we have a natural sense of emotional sincerity here that could be expressed between two people, that could rebuild things with a constructive effort, but it has to say, I want to be here. And I'm showing up for it, not just physically, but because this means something to me. I'm not saying it's going to be peaches and cream after that. I'm not saying that you two are going to get married. I'm just saying these are the advice for reconstructive efforts is more sincerity, not less. But you cannot demonstrate what you do not feel. So if you do not feel those things, then it is best left alone. Let's get back to that. That's why it keeps pulling me over here. And the Devil, the Queen of Wands, the Three of Cups. This feeling that grows, and I understand this level of intensity, I do. When you have that kind of intensity towards someone, emotional intensity, okay? But we can't get to a place of being confrontational with ourselves about it. It feels, the most basic word is typically intense. And sometimes that word intense gets translated to unhealthy. I think you had a certain level of intensity towards this person, but because it wasn't expressed appropriately, it felt unhealthy to you, obsessive or bad. That doesn't mean it was. That was your perception. This person was showing up in that respect of, I'm expressing myself to you because I want to. So I know it was sincere until they cut it off. But if you were not acquainted with your feelings for this person to begin with, hence your advice, you might felt something very, very strongly, but you couldn't articulate it and you didn't know how to point it down or pin it down. So the translation became, I feel things very strongly. It's very intense. It freaks me out. It's different, thus it's bad. Okay? I know they provoke a foreign feeling in you, one that you don't seem to be comfortable exploring, naming, or identifying. So that tells me you didn't put the work in to understand them either, your feelings for them specifically. That's why they have perceived you as not showing up where it counts. That's why I believe they exited, and that's why you're stuck with a bunch of fucking feelings that feel sticky, uncomfortable, and frankly piss you off. It wasn't because they exited that pissed you off. It's because of the residual feelings that are unresolved. That's what pisses you off. Did I unravel that well enough? Maybe. Maybe not. It's really for you to say. Did they love you? Yes. Did they respect you? Yes. Did they feel that you were there? No. If that helps you. Why they felt the need that they could not address the enormity of their feelings until one day they got hit with it? I don't know. I just have a hint of it back here. They have emotionally written this off as Taurus is a missed opportunity, and I know that. I need to accept it. It was probably never there, maybe to begin with, or I should never have opened myself up towards it. Because like I said, they have a very strong tendency to open themselves up to things. I think the advice is simple, and I think it's straightforward. I think what you felt for this person was such that it was outside your normative, your box, whatever. And so it got translated into something bad. This is one of those situations where Google Translate does a shit job, you know? I have very strong feelings for this person or situation. Too strong. That can't be right. Must be bad. Maybe. Because I don't think so, because they perceive you so beautifully. But yeah, it's your call, honey. At the end of the day, it's your call. It's your call. I don't see them making strides towards you. I see that you are still energetically with them to this day, yes. Physical 3D strides, no. And that's why judgment is here. I say it's your call. It's up to you to put yourself on the line. For now, I see you declining that. Okay. I hope that you get into it, and that's if you resonate with this at all. You do not have to. Just because it says Taurus in the title does not mean it's for you. In which case, check your other placements, or I'll catch you in the next one. It's disgusting, I have to say this. Crosswatchers, do control yourself. Last time it was a right circus, and if it's not my circus, I'm not interested in managing it. Okay? And if it is my circus, I will take care of it. Let's be careful. I'm someone you either want as your manager or you do not. That last round was ridiculous. And I don't tolerate it. I don't tolerate disrespect to my viewers. And people who are so bold as to put themselves down in comments because they want to share. That's not cool. I will protect my audience. Okay. Okay. I like to think of myself as a fairly non-judgmental person. Life is complicated, I know this. I'm going to tell you what, an insult is an insult. And there's just some things I do not harbor. '17th, for some of you, the 17th might be important. There also might be some incoming gift energy. I don't quite know what that is. I don't know. Some of you might have been recently awarded a gift. There's an expectation of it for some of you. The 28th, I'm giving you something. Some of you, I don't know. There's an expectation of a gift. Like I said, the 17th and the 28th might be important. I have no idea why I picked up this deck, to be honest. Gift coming. Either you expect to receive one or you expect to extend one outward to someone. Whether or not it's this person, I do not know. I have no idea. Community, number 39. A gift within the community, recognition, achievements, message, incoming messages for some of you. Recognition of achievements. Congratulations. Oh, well done. If you have some recognition of achievements coming in, good job to you. Of course, I see you're quite busy, so it shouldn't be surprising to me. And you also might be, by virtue, extending that same energy to someone else. Congratulations to you. Something like that. It might come in the form of a gift, message, or both. Something to do with the work, the activity, the community, growth, function. I don't know. But it looks pretty straightforward. I just can't tell if you're giving it or you're receiving it. Distant horizons, looking outwards, that's 3 of Wands energy, distant horizons. Hope, perhaps things will come in. Wealthy men, number 13. Some of you are looking out on the horizon to increase your wealth, your household energy, your productivity, you name it. Not necessarily wealth, but in terms of that stability, that sense of I do well for me. Absolutely, 100%. Again, I can see where your 3D focus often goes. Not a surprise. So good luck to you in those endeavors. The 13th might be important, and the other dates I've said. Okay. All right. No. All right. I was wrong and I am sorry. I projected my unhappiness onto you. I miss our coffee. I miss our morning coffee. I am sorry and I was wrong. Somebody made a bad call. Or at least that's what it feels like. I was not in a good place when I made that decision. Something about having dropped the ball, missed an opportunity, things were not conveyed well or correctly. I was not in a good place when I said that or did that. And I'm sorry. I understand that affected things. And I miss our morning coffee. My life is not together as it seems. I care too much about others' opinions. In that respect of my life is not as together as it seems. You or them, I don't know. I see them trying to get their energy in order to a place of positivity and open-heartedness once more for relationships in general. I don't see it specifically tied to anything. So it could be them, but also in that sense you. My life is not as together as it seems. Perhaps you presented to this person that Empress energy. I've got it together. I'm a person of wealth and value. I actually think that you are. Because I think their perception of you is quite honest. I do. But perhaps from your point of view, especially if you feel that level of intensity and obsessiveness and that kind of sticky, icky background noise in our heart and in our mind, it would seem like, things can be erratic or feel erratic, especially if you're a Taurus who's very used to a kind of steady pace rhythm. This is life as I know it. The resume energy, as we might call it. Queen of Pentacles and Eight of Pentacles, that's pretty strong life resume energy. This is what I do, this is what I'm about, and these are my normatives, right? I care too much about others' opinions. There might be something about this person that puts you off in that respect of what do people think about me if I'm connected to them? That might have some influence in here, especially if, again, you're a Taurus who's not used to kind of outside the normative structure, okay? If they're very different from you, perhaps. You care too much about what other people would think of them. Something like that. I love you. It's a simple message, isn't it? The simplest. Classic. Can't go wrong with it. I love you. Perhaps you both did. I see where they kind of realized how deeply their feelings ran for you and that they've been avoiding that little conversation for a long time with themselves. And one of the things you may not learn, because you don't want to look at, is perhaps, like I said, that intensity. They're so hot and I can't stop thinking about them. It just must be like an attraction thing. What the fuck? That might be how it got translated. I think they represent something much more. That's not for me to say. That's for you to know. Or not know. Okay. Okay. I don't know, honey. The choice is your choice in all things. You have choice. So do they. You might be worried about what their choice would be should you choose to reach out. I don't know. I would sit here and tell you fortune favors the brave. Perhaps it does. What might help you is understanding their motivation instead of just being like, fuck them, they did that to me. I understand? That's natural anger reaction. But again, why? How did they perceive you? Were you there or were you not there? And if you were, why didn't you speak to it? And if you weren't, why didn't you speak to that? Again, perhaps the simplest message of all. I have no idea what the hell I'm going to call your video. That's you. That's 100% you, honey. Taurus, you are you. That's you. That's your medallion, Toro. Toro. I have them in Latin as well. Yes, the initiator. Yes, you can. It's within your strength. It's within your skill set. Snowflake. The time of winter, last winter, might have been terribly important. And then also Scorpio energy, of course. Lightning bolt, more of that tower energy. Yeah, when it happened, huh? It happened fast. Again, more Scorpio energy. I'm sorry, it's just when our sign shows up, it shows up hard. It really does. I just, you know, it's just my thing about our sign. It's like, yeah, we're here. What? You talking shit about me? What are you saying? If you're going to talk shit, I'm going to show up. I want to know what you're saying. Being a Scorpio, it just cracks me up. It really does. It really, unless of course you're dealing with one, and I understand we can be a right pain in the ass. But that's for other people, not for us. When you are one, we make perfect sense, right? Oh, and if you're dealing with one, I see the process already. But again, doesn't have to be. They might have some very strong placements in that way. Diamond, you, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, that sense of stability. I work for my wealth. I'm very steadfast and I'm hard-edged, right? I'm not looking to change. I know what I know. Okay, so again, you might be beautiful, and I'm sure you are, and you have a lot of worth attached to you, and I'm sure that you do. But a diamond cuts hard. You know? A diamond can cut very hard. It's almost unbreakable, which you are. But it doesn't mean it's easy to access you in the heart, you know. Your hardness can probably put a lot of people off. And that stubbornness. It's hard to access me, my emotions. They know. They picked up on it. At some point they got out of Delusionville and they saw it. They saw that your heart's not easily touched or accessible to them at all. Okay? The zombie, I'm not saying that's you, but it feels like the drudgery of day in, day out. Nothing changes. Everything stays the same sometimes. Yeah. D. One letter. D. There's that strong sense of the practical side, the passionate. There it is again. It's like, I tell you, when we show up, we just show the fuck up. Scorpio. So these are the medallions for the signs. So not only do they have all signs, and then on the back, they have one word associated with them. So this person, of course, is extremely passionate, but also has a strong practical streak. But yeah, let's see. The cat, highly intuitive. One of you, no doubt. That's interesting. The arrow fell on you. You might have some very strong sides in your chart. But also I can say it feels like you're the one being hit. You're the one being hurt. I got it. And it's... or that the communication will strike you once more. Or it's your own sense of passion trying to extend itself. Okay? And then the letter P. All right. Okay, Taurus, honey. I think it's incredibly straightforward, despite the complexity and the layers, and there are layers here. There's also a lot of time built into this. I can't see it. They gave me a hint. They said this was overdue for them to realize. Okay? Again, whether or not their perception's accurate, I don't know. They kind of went with what they saw or didn't see in you. They see your worth, but I don't think they saw your feelings. So I can't quite gauge the time either. All I can see is that nothing's being developed at this time. Not in this respect, not with this connection. Okay. If you wanted to, though, the choice is literally yours. And it could be done. If two people showed up with the sincerity of wanting to work things out, and there's real emotional truth behind it, then it won't be a problem. So you need to figure out if it's worth it to you to put yourself out there like that. Or kind of go into that energy of, I'm not waiting, but yes I am. And I refuse to do anything about it. That's 100% you. This is someone who's either worth it or they're not, but you have to know what your value is of them first. And if you do not know what your value is of them first, then don't. It would defeat the purpose of showing up as the King of Cups with the intention of Eight of Pentacles. You have to know what your emotional value is towards this person. And then you know. Instead of, no, fuck that, suppress it. You know? It's in truth that sincerity, honey, I get it, you hide your heart so you don't get hurt. The irony is that you got hurt anyway because of that very thing. There, I said it. We often cause the thing we fear the most. If you're afraid of getting hurt, you will close yourself off and you will guarantee of getting hurt because someone can't tell if you're there, that you care about them, that kind of thing. It's not an accusation. I love you to pieces. I do. I want what's best for you. You do too. You need to figure out what's best for you. That's all any of us can do. That's what they did. You need to do it for you too. I don't know what the response would be. I'd like to dig further. I don't know. Again, neither you do. Neither do you. That's why it's so fucking scary. You have to put yourself out there like that. Can you be so brave? Can you be so in tune with your heart, knowing what you want? They're either worth it or they're not. Put in the comments. Next round of reading will be the 3-month overview. We'll see if there's any resolve then. And if not, maybe I'll tune into a different group of Tauruses. I don't know. You guys. Like I said, I do hope you're well. Take care. Be well.